feel like the most important thing is really to understand that when a contentious incident happens, there is once it's escalated, which obviously at this point it is, there is a requirement to organize the contentious incident and have understanding, clarification, and relationship to as best as we can document it. So the best way to organize the contentious incident is to use the previous incident documentation as an example. So you go back, and if you need to find that, you can, and then there should be a responsibility organizing with that. But basically, you need to list all the issues, their next steps, their policies involved. So we do have a list of issues. We haven't really gone over the policies very well, so that's still a next step. We want to do a full evaluation on how we would be improving moving forward, right? So are there any questions on how to do that, and who is going to take responsibility for that?
Time to pause.
5-second pause. All right. Are there anything else for setting up this contentious incident? Anyone going to take this responsibility on? Is anyone even here? Joyce, Alberto, Moss?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
So yeah, Joyce?
Yeah, what I understood is you want to do responsibility organizing for this contention.
Well, no, the responsibility is setting up the contentious incident documentation, right? So every single time there is a contentious situation, there's a requirement to document it. So we just need to make sure that it's clearly documented and all the information is included, basically the idea is that having this in our notes here and nowhere else is unacceptable. Right? Does that make sense? This is a situation that needs to be done professionally and addressed in a way that is based on our policies for treating people like human beings and dealing with our contention moving forward. The easy assumption that everyone always makes, oh, we dealt with it and we never think about it again and we can just move on. No, it never works. It always comes up again. It always is interrelated with other things. We need to schedule and communicate more about this, right? So, my proposal would be, Wednesdays, at least every other week or so, but maybe we do it a couple weeks and then we're done, 1 or 2 weeks and then we'll be done. Maybe we could finish next week, Wednesday, and that's it. It'll just be one more session, but we need to get organized here.
Yeah. Was there a document like this before that we could copy the format or something?
We can get you all that information. We've had, at least a dozen situations that we've addressed in the past.
Okay, so
that's not my question. My question is not
for breath.
Oh, breath. So everyone exhale. And inhaling together. And exhale. I do like our new rhythm. Or it's not new, but we're just actually implementing it. So again, my question is not do you want a documentation for previous incidents? My question is, who is going to take responsibility to set up the contentious situation documentation for this particular situation?
Okay, I will take the responsibility, but I have to to get like a basis. I don't know what to do. So I can copy from
Okay,
previous maybe.
that's fine. So you're welcome to ask any question you want to, and we can help you out with organizing it. Basically, you're going to create a spreadsheet, right? Create a spreadsheet. You're going to give it a title. Typically, the titles for contentious situations are, for example, contentious situation with, Joyce, Alberto, Moth, Ate, Jay, during, from could be Monday, Tuesday, March 6th to present, right? So the idea is that, it's a very general title,
Okay.
right? And then under that, you need to list all these details. So when you're organizing the contentious situation, you take all the notes that we just had, and in here we want to start listing, you know, the previous details, the links to the information, what policies were involved, the next steps, issues that happened that we need to address, and all that needs to be documented in the spreadsheet for this particular contentious situation.
Okay. So basically,
So
all information for
yeah,
this.
everything, like all of this. You want to link all the notes, link all the details, conversations on Discord, any recordings involved, everything relating to this contentious situation just
Mm-hmm.
gets documented on the spreadsheet as best as we can. You don't need to spend more than like half an hour on it. Just get it started so that when we come back next week, we have all the documentation that we can follow through it. Does that make sense? So that it's not just chaos of like, oh, looking at all these random notes and all these random links, and it needs to be organized because we have to take this professionally, right? This affects people's lives. This is not just fun and games, right? It's just like in work. It's like it affects our lives. Like when people are screaming at each other, when people are crying, like it's not okay to just pretend it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna happen again.
Time for pause.
All right, quick pause. 5 seconds. All right, thank you, Joyce, for taking that on. We will make sure that you get a link to the overall contentious situations document, which links all other contentious situations in the past. And there should be details for the contentious situation that we had before, with Mamoon and Alberto. Like all of that should be documented as well.
You should find everything you need from the eval spreadsheet, team spreadsheet I linked in line 4 to 8.
Okay, but there should be a contentious situation documentation.
Yeah, then there is links that would bring to this kind of documents. So let me see.
Okay, but that's not particularly helpful. Like we just want the actual correct documentation.
So we have
here we go. This is one current contentious situation between Jayate, Jessica, Mary Kay, and Zilu. So this was one from a
very
long
old.
time ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Which
Again,
line?
It's time to update.
Which line are
But
you,
this
Jay?
is a very old one though. But the most important thing here is that it links to all other content. Yeah. This is all the meetings. Link to previous contention situations. Which is these are the contentious situations. So again, this is a terrible example. Like very little was done on this. So it just has the links to all the notes. It doesn't actually organize anything. So that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the documentation of all the contentious situations, right? I want to be able to see a list of every single contentious situation that has ever happened. You guys understand?
Should be a list of all.
Yeah, and I also want to make sure that we are documenting the previous contentious situation with Alberto, Mamoon, et cetera, right? That we referred to here. I think that's extremely important. It should have documentation just like every other contentious situation. You guys are following me or not?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Joyce, I will make sure that you get that information, but don't listen to Alberto, him saying like, oh, everything you're going to need in there, that's against policy. That's just incorrect. Right? Alberto obviously does not know what he's talking about if he says that everything you could possibly need is going to be in that link. That's just not true.
No, I mean, this link can help her go through what she's looking for.
It might help her, but it's not the what she's asking for, right? She
Okay.
needs what we need is responsibly organizing.
Time to stretch.
Okay, quick 30-second stretch. All right.
So I think this is the responsibility organizing. I'm checking if it is actually. Yeah, here. I'm linking it here on line 429. Conflict evolution process doc. Here there is a conflict doc, communication documentations doc.
Yeah, I think all it's extremely important that everybody has access to all of this information. Whenever there's a conflict, everything, whenever there's a contentious situation, people need to have the links organized to everything in relationship to our conflict evolution policies, our conflict evolution documentation, and there's like everything, right? And it looks like Joyce was involved in a contentious situation
Before with I think with
even longer ago.
with what's it called? Lucy.
With Steve and Lucy. Yes, we have Joyce,
Lucy.
Steve, Lucy, and Albina
Yes.
from way long ago. So the conflict evolution process doc, I think, is what we want to have, which should go over the process and all the details of like how everything works. So I think that is the correct one. Okay.
Okay.
But either way, what I want to make sure is on there is that in the conflict evolution document, it should link. There should be a list of every single contentious situation that's ever happened. So we need to verify that we have that, and that is done and organized correctly, right? So verify list of all previous contentious situations. All right, are we on the same page?
Yeah, there is this conflict contentious situation doc that has this list, but it's not updated. I mean, there is not the.
Yeah, so we need to make sure it's updated. We need to make sure that we're adding to it, and that as we move forward with anything in the future, that it's all organized in a professional way and can be addressed in the future. Because the whole point here is that we're not trying to avoid contention. We're not trying to avoid conflict. Like, we're not going to solve the world's problems by pretending there's no problem, right? The way that we solve problems is by addressing them head on and going into
pause.
5-second pause. Right. And so we want to go into the issues and solve them. So contention is a good thing. Contention means that we're actually, that something does matter, right? The fact that people are upset means that something matters, right? So overall, contention is a good thing. It's just a matter of addressing it and evolving from it, which is why we have our conflict evolution. Okay, so let's move on. Is there anyone? I don't know. Let's just do this proposal. Proposal for Wednesday next week. I think we should just do another session Wednesday next week. Wednesday next week. This would be Andromeda hour 3, or do you want to do hour 1? Try to do earlier. Hydra hour 3. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I just think we should schedule one additional session to follow through with it.
Follow through.
Yeah, we can. I mean, for me, it's good. Andromeda hour 3 is a worker coordination, tactical ops session, problem solving, evaluation. So.
Yeah. So, are there any questions about the proposal to do the next contentious situation for this session on Wednesday next week, Andromeda hour 3?
No questions.
No question.
Are there any concerns?
No concern.
Are there any objections?
No objections.
No objection.
Okay, cool. So we have consensus on that. So basically, like, ideally, we would have done this yesterday. I tried to get it to happen yesterday. It didn't happen. Instead, it took over our main session. Not surprising. That's what happens. So hopefully in the future, we professionally address the contentious stuff separate from all the rest of the work. Cool. So I think that's it on this. Ready to go back to view up is what I would propose next.
Yeah, let's do a quick view up for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So what we were going to talk about today was reviewing the process for the decision-making cutoff. We're going to cut off, get the cutoff timeline decision and try to get agreement on how we want the decision to be cut off. And then we were going to see if we could get agreement on how we wanted to move forward on our website work between all the different websites that we're working on. So that was how we wanted to move forward. There's other obviously things, identity, pipeline review, proposals on tax plan, worker criteria deadlines, network equity. So there's a bunch of other proposals that are being presented. What do you guys want to talk about? Mel, did you have any priorities that you wanted to put forward?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, quick breath here. Exhaling. And inhale together. And exhaling. All right.
Yeah, so I think that if everybody agrees, we should definitely try to have this agreement on the cutoff. Absolutely. So because all the work, a lot of the work and how we want to move forward depends on this decision.
Yeah. So what I would propose is that we kind of combine all of this together and do a review of everything that was worked on since last week, where we are now, and then we can finalize the voting form, vote on the voting form between now and next week, and then we can finalize the actual proposal next week and vote on it next week. I think that's probably the best way to move forward.
Say again, Jay.
So what I would propose is that we kind of combine all of these topics, right? And we basically review our, all the work that was done from last week so that everyone can see it, answer any questions, see where people are at. But then we don't actually necessarily finalize all the votes right now. Instead, we sort of get the initial input and then we can prioritize and get the final vote set up for next week. That make sense?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So does that sound good, or?
Yeah, that sounds good. At least.
So
yeah.
I would propose this basically saying we have the cutoff timeline discussion and review. So, and then we just basically spend like 15 to 20 minutes on this. So it's not going to be enough time to like really address everything that we want to, but basically if our desired outcome is to, review, answer questions, and prepare everyone to vote on prioritization, then we can have the final vote ready for next week. Sound good?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So let's go into topic 2. Are there any objections to topic 2?
No objections.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So, did we copy and paste all the information into the notes yet, or not?
No. Here's the link.
Okay.
No, I didn't copy and paste because I didn't know if we would prioritize the topic, but the link was there in the topics. I'm getting it.
I'm getting it too. I have it here from yesterday. Okay. All right. So.
Time to pause.
All right. 5-second pause. Okay. So we are going to topic 2 for our cutoff, and I'm pasting right now all of the work that was done. Basically, where we left off last week is we have 4 options. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
My computer's sort of getting stalled. So we have 4 options, and those 4 options are for the first one is just SVG by itself. The second one is doing both social value group and sponsorship program under the Umbrella Showcase website. The third option is social value group, sponsorship program, and life support alliance. All three of them under the Umbrella Showcase website. And option 4 is there's 5 programs: social value group, sponsorship program, life support alliance, contributors co-op, and the Umbrella fundraising campaign, all under the Umbrella Showcase website. So what we did is we kind of reviewed each of these options based on our starting budget of $30,000. Well, no, it's not our starting budget. Our current escrow funding, right, which is $30,000, right? So that's the maximum amount of money that we even have to deal with. So it's not a budget, right? And so the question is, if we actually started budgeting that, what would it look like? And so our timeline for each one, we kind of have the breakdown of the launch timeline, how long it's going to take, when would we expect the launch to happen, what are the contingencies, worst case scenarios, how much is going to cost, and how much of a runway do we have. So we have kind of the idea of how many months additional time we would have in relationship to the budget. So the idea here would be to kind of go through each one, answer any questions, make sure everybody understands all the options here. And then our goal was to actually start voting on these and actually prioritizing it. Once we prioritize it, one of these options, then we would get much more detail on that option and really try to get an agreement on moving forward. And that would be the final agreement for the cutoff. Okay, so are there any questions in terms of like the process? We're kind of skipped over like the actual going over the whole process that we agreed upon last week, but I think as long as everybody's kind of understanding where we are, we can just jump into this because this is the next step. So are there any questions off the bat or anything else anyone wants to say before we go through each of these 4 options? No, nothing?
No, I'm good.
All right, let's just jump in. Who wants to go over option number 1? And kind of do a quick review.
Well, I can start.
Time to take a break.
Oh, look, we're at the break.
All right.
Should we just skip the break, or you guys want to do break? Because I'm gonna have to get going. Like as soon as this is over, I'm done. I gotta go.
I'm okay to skip the break. Let's do it.
All right. So, any objections to skipping the break? I think we're okay. So, we'll do policy tracking, but it's like we'll add it to our list of policies to track.
Mhm.
All right. So, who wants to do option number 1?
I can start. So, option number 1 is basically wouldn't even include the Umbrella Showcase website. So it would be just the social value group. They only launch SVG to start and then have everything else ready in our pipeline for after the launch. And I mean, the timeline would be 1 month. I think that it would take more than 1 month if we work two work sessions per week, about 8 sessions total for 16 hours. The budget obviously would be 1 month budget, so between 4,000 to 5,000. So we would have 5 months additional runway to get the work done in case we don't manage to do it in 1 month, right? But yeah, this is option 1.
So are there any questions about this or other comments? I mean, for me, it's just like this is kind of going back to the previous trajectory. This would change our prime trajectory. This would change like going backwards to where we were before. But this is the only one that had full supportive consensus over an 8. So it's good to review this as an option. So any questions, any comments, any additional information about social value group?
Well, comments, I can make comments. Who want to do comments? But I mean,
about basically like the understanding the proposal. Like, does anyone want to add anything in terms of like what the proposal is?
okay.
This is not the time for open discussion. We're gonna review all 4 of these options.
Okay.
And then we can go into open discussion.
Okay, so no, nothing.
Okay. Anything else about the proposal? Questions or anything? Okay. And let's just make sure we're listing all the people who are present in case we decide to vote. All right. So that brings us to option 2. Who would like to go through option 2? I can do it if no one else wants to. So option number 2 is including 2 programs under the Umbrella Showcase website. So the social value group and the sponsorship program. So it's it includes the full sponsorship. It includes the full Umbrella Showcase website, as well as sponsorship that also includes CCC, Cause Collective Community, as well as our other sponsorship options, and also the social value group, of course. And the timeline for this, we believe it because the sponsorship program is pretty much like already existing. We already have many websites for it. We feel like an additional month is probably more than enough. It probably could even be done in a month and a half. It would only be somewhere between like 35 hours or so, 30 to 40 hours. If it's 2 months, that the budget would be probably a maximum of $10,000 to do this, and then that gives us an additional 4-month runway for the rest of the pipeline. I would note in here, for me, I would also propose that the pipeline would be part of this, and to create space and time for the pipeline, which would include the Life Support Alliance, the Contributors Co-op, and Umbrella fundraising campaign, would be set up to basically be continued to be worked on as we move forward option 2. Because option 2 is really pretty easy. Social value groups already done. Sponsorship basically already exists. There's not that much work that we need to get done. So any questions about option 2? Or other comments about option 2 in relationship to what it would be?
No.
Nothing? Okay. Who would like to do option 3?
If nobody wants to do it, I can do it.
Well, let's try to get more people involved. We have like 5 people here. So
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, option 3, there are 3 programs under the Umbrella Showcase website launch. There is the social value group and sponsorship program, which are already, we have this already. We have the websites, right? And also, so only Life Support Alliance is the one to be done. So it will take like 3.5 months for launch, and with a 2 to 3 work session per week. So the budget will be 12,000 to 17,500, right?
Mhm.
And then with this 2.5 months additional runway.
Perfect. And the only other thing I would note here is simply that, the Life Support Alliance has no website at all. It is basically, even though we've had the program since the very beginning, we never really worked on it. So it's kind of building it from scratch. And that's why we added up to a month and a half for that, because it's a lot. It'll probably be more work than social value group and sponsorship program. Anything else on option 3? The other thing I would note is on option 3, if the only things that's leaving out is the Contributors Co-op Umbrella fundraising campaign, which is
End of break. Time to start.
Oh yeah, we didn't do the break. It's fine. So basically, that's not necessarily enough for really a pipeline. It's only those 2 things, but technically they would be in the pipeline, but it's not a lot of additional things to add. We're sort of kind of just like, and we wouldn't have a lot of time to work on them anyways, because we'd be pretty busy with life support. All right, so who wants to go through option 4? Mark, do you want to do it?
Okay.
No?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So option 4 is having 5 program under the Umbrella Showcase website, which are social value group, sponsorship program, life support alliance, contributors corporation, and umbrella fundraising campaign. The launch will take 5 to 7 months, and then we have a budget of $20,000 to $35,000, and that is and $5 for 0 months. That's additional runaway, which need to do soft launch and raise the money to get the program. Or
Yeah. So the bottom line is, in our calculation, to fully do all of this work correctly, there would be no runway. It would basically take us to the limit on our budget.
Okay.
Yeah. So are there any other questions or ideas about option 4? Anyone wants to add for option 4? Okay. So I feel like now we're ready to kind of open it up for just open discussion. So we can just do a full round, let everyone just kind of express their interests, on the different options, how you feel about this. If anyone has any questions about the options. Does that sound good?
Yes.
So who wants to start?
If
Just
nobody,
open discussion.
if nobody wants to start, I can start.
Go for it, Alberto.
Yeah. Can I make personal?
Yeah, so this is just open discussion on all your feelings, your emotions, your ideas, like what option you think is the best. If you want to suggest a separate option, anything.
Okay, so before doing this work, I was leaning toward option 4. So it was very
Time to
first.
pause.
5 seconds pause.
All right.
Yeah, so because I mean, for me it was very important the contributors cooperativeship and everything, but obviously after doing the timeline, I mean, again, we can say whatever we want that we're gonna create with the soft launches additional income, this and that, but we need to take decision based on what is on what is on the table realistically today. And I mean, obviously after doing the work, seeing that we would have no runway whatsoever, it's obviously very, very concerning. It's very, very concerning. So after seeing that, I like option 2 the best. I mean, option 1 doesn't make sense for me at all. It's like, I mean, if we would have launched SVG, we would have launched it already. We didn't because we weren't ready, and a lot of good things came from the decision of postponing the launch. So going back to that, it doesn't make sense to me. Option 3, it doesn't make really sense as well because we are adding a lot of work for something that wouldn't bring income. I mean, it's very important is who we are. We are not, but we can still do it internally for the moment, or put it under. I don't know. I mean, but it's a lot of work for. I mean, it wouldn't bring income. Would bring a lot of work. Like, just see how much time is taken away the Stacy situation, and I mean, it's something that it's very important, but for now, I think the most the best option it's on the table. It's by far at this point, given all this information, to me is option 2, because option 2 is social value group. Okay, we are a good point. The sponsorship program is, we know as a fact that the sponsorship program is bringing revenue and income, and it's, I mean, and obviously the Umbrella Showcase website launch. I mean, what's the point of where our prime trajectory is the Umbrella Showcase website launch. So, and would give us time also to focus on the pipeline, do it correctly, and so for me personally, option 2 is by far the one that is the one that hopefully, I mean, it's gonna be decided.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
Time for breath.
Oh, quick breath. Exhaling. And inhale together. And exhale. Excellent. We're about halfway through before we need to stop release break. So who wants to go
I'd like
next?
to go next.
Mel.
Okay. I'm in a little disagreement with the timeline for all these things. It just kind of assumes how many hours is. I would like ideally to roll out option 1 and 4, which are kind of the extremes in this situation, and produce 3 websites with. So option 3, get SVG, the sponsorship and the life support website, but in the 2-month time frame of option 2. So to somehow, yeah. So basically, I like the timeline of option 2 and having a 4-month runway, and basically doing a very simple life support landing page so that it is included in option 2, but then it's like, it's not as extensive or robust as SVG or the sponsorship program. So that's my vote. So that we still have runway and we have at least something standing for life support, because it's unfortunate that it comes up a lot and it takes up a lot of time, and yeah, it's a part of the values.
Okay, so I'm putting this as an option 5. Okay?
2.5.
Well, no, it'll be an option 5.
Fine. Okay.
And I'm putting it on line 87. So 87 has option 5. Okay. And I'll highlight the Life Support Alliance being slightly different. It's just a landing page. And then also what we'd be looking at is you'd be doing 3 to 5 sessions per week. I mean, no, not 3 to 5, 2 to 3. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, does that work, Mel? Is that correct, Mel? For option, this is option 5, line 90. Mel? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Mel?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Yep, that works.
All right, perfect. All right, who wants to go next?
Yeah,
All right, I'll go. All right, so for me, if it wasn't about the money, I'm all about option 4, right? Because I just love the idea of the co-op and the starting to raise a little bit of money on the side. For me, that is just like huge.
Time to pause.
5-second pause. Okay. So yeah, so I'm all about option 4. Obviously, just like Alberto said, when you look at the timeline and you look at the amount of money and you look at the amount of work, there's just really no question that option number 2 is more realistic. I do like the idea of having a 3 targeted pipeline, and I would actually propose weekly pipeline work so that you could start setting up the pipeline for life support, contributors co-op, and umbrella fundraising campaign while you're focusing on launching the social value group and sponsorship program. So I'm definitely open to option 2. But obviously, if it wasn't for money, I would go for option 4. So for me, the problem with option 3, I mean, I understand the idea of just doing the landing page, but if we're really going to launch the life support program, then let's launch it for real. Otherwise, maybe it is just a landing page, that we have, and that can be part of the pipeline or whatever. That it's not. It's really just doing option 2. You know what I mean? So I think everybody's kind of like option 2, 5. But anyway, so option 5, it's doable under option 2 anyways. I mean, we can always create a landing page. We have hundreds of websites. It's not like we can't use them. 5 minutes. I gotta get going. All right. So and then in context of the option 6, I would say that option 6 does exist, and that option 6 would look a little something. I'm gonna delete whatever. Oh no, I'll just go under it. So I'm gonna go to line 110. So for me, option 6 is, I don't know how feasible it is, but basically instead of 2 to 3 sessions per week, we would basically need to double that, 3 to 6 sessions per week. And instead of a 5 to 7 month timeline, it would be more of like a 4 to 5 month launch, which would, reduce the budget down to like, $12,000 to $24,000 and give us, more of like a 1 to 2 month runway. So the problem obviously with option 6 is like, how do we increase our work sessions? Like, I mean, obviously we can schedule more sessions and do more regular scheduled sessions, but it's like Cobalt is not very, attended. Andromeda, we're already maxed out. Hydra doesn't work great for me. You know, our team is very small. We're barely even doing the work we already have. So I mean, realistically, option 6, I don't think it's going to happen, but I do think it's good to consider what it would take to launch everything in a shorter time frame, just like Mel just brought up in relationship to option 5. So if for option 5 being option 2, except 2 to 3 work sessions per week instead of just 2 work sessions per week, you can increase the speed.
Time to stretch.
All right, quick stretch, and I'm done with this. So 30-second stretch, and I have to get going here. So I'm gonna have to check out. But I'll vote on these 6 options beforehand before I go. All right, so stretching. And who wants to go next, or should I just check out, or what?
I mean, Mel, I like. I mean, she says we should have a shorter timeline, but I mean, we need to be realistic. I mean, especially for what for what I consider is, I mean, for me it's extremely concerning that all this work, and then if we need some extra time, we could have no more runway. And I mean, if we had a functioning team, everybody is working, everybody is showing up. But I mean, regarding the schedule, I'm definitely down to move some sessions from Hydra into Cobalt. So this could be something that could speed up the timeline. But I mean, the timeline, we build the timeline because I mean we have also a lot of other work that we need to do, right? And hopefully SVG, with the soft launch with SVG, we should consider that we would bring maybe clients, certain kind that would take a lot of time as well. We need to work on them. So I mean, the timelines are very realistic here, in my opinion. So we should really, I think that, I mean, we should do the 2 things that the thing that we know is going to bring quickly income, and that it's coherent to our prime trajectory, which is so umbrella website launch with the 2 first umbrella showcase, the 2 showcased websites, which are social value group and sponsorship program. And then yes, then work on the timeline well to try to as quickly as possible also include the other website. But I mean, from the beginning, deciding that we want to go with all these websites, I mean, a lot of work, which in my opinion is just JNI, right? My opinion is just JNI. So there's no other one that we can count on to help us concretely to get this work done in the way we wanted to get it done.
Time to pause.
Yeah. So 5 seconds pause. So where we're standing now, I mean, the timelines are super realistic, and they must be considered very carefully when we're voting.
Cool. So I need to get going, but I would love to hear from either Joyce or Moth. But otherwise I can just check out. But you know.
Yeah, I'm for option 2.
You liked option 2 too. Okay. So I need to get going. I voted on all these options. I don't know if we want to vote on these now, but everyone certainly can if they want to. And then next week we can follow up with whatever the priorities are. And then from there we can get more detailed on like what the timeline really looks like and what it actually looks like before we finalize our agreements and what the actual work would look like. So I think this has been a really good session. You guys can continue without me. And someone can step up for facilitator.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, cool. So, and I'm just going to leave it running. So I'll stay on here. And so it's still recording and broadcasting everything. And it also will continue to do the breaks and the breaths and all that too for at least a little bit. All right.
All right. Just
What number, Jay?
I would give the session a 7. I thought that, you know, dealing with contention sucks, but we followed all the policies. We did lots of breaks. Like, I think we did a really good job. I think we missed one break, so I'll give it a 6.9. Right, and it just overall, it sucks going through contention, but I think it's what makes us different than anyone else, where we actually address people like human beings and are actually trying to help people. And so I think it really matters that we spend that time, because without that, I think we would just fracture and fall apart, and we would not exist today without our conflict evolution policies. Cool. And I will be working on getting this all set up, organizing, our timeline and our final proposal for next week. I think it's perfectly fine that we spend an extra week on this. It's not a problem. Check.
All right. Thank you, Jay.
Oh, and I'm willing to do whatever you need to get done to end the half pay stop. Yes, whatever you need to do.
I mean, half pay stop. I sent you the transfer that.
Okay. All right, but let's be sure to schedule as well.
Okay.
All right, cool.
I'll check in.
Right.
So anybody else wants to check out, or do we wanna complete the topic?
Yeah, just complete the topic.
So unless anybody has something else to add, we can just vote and see.
Time for breath.
So breath. Exhaling, inhaling all together, exhaling.
So I just remembered that if I leave this on, once the alarm goes on, it just keeps going, and it won't turn off. So I'm just actually going to turn this off, because otherwise you guys, it would just, you would have to mute anyways. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it off. So someone else need to set up alarms or do the breaths and stuff like that. Okay.
Okay. I'll do my best to do
the recording.
All right, so maybe we want to start voting. I mean, this is not finalized. This would be the prioritization of the proposal, right? These are the options. So we would start with the first proposal based on the score of each option, and then we would vote on that. If it doesn't pass, we'll go to the next option, and so on until we have agreement. Right.
Okay, let's vote. We'll vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can vote. So let's see. I'm a 2 here for sure. And 8.5. I'm a 6. And a 6. So let's see the average. Matt, are you voting?
Yeah. Where are we? I'm trying to find where we are voting. Is it that where we are voting against the proposals where our names are?
Topic 2.
Yes,
2.
I'm there. I'm in the topic.
You need to vote next to your name.
Or against my name. Okay.
Yeah. So option 1 is obviously it's not really passing. Option 2 has 7.5. Option 3 5.63, and option 4 is 6. And we have option 5 with a fast.
Shall we vote for option 5 also? Where is it?
Yeah, option 5 and option 6 as well. What is option 6? Option 6.
Okay.
I'm abstaining. Option 6. You're staying. Okay. Okay, I voted. Moth voted. Joyce, Mel, everybody voted on all options, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So we have
Mel option 6.
option two for the moment, 7.44. Okay. So we would okay, 5 second breaks. Just to relax the eyes.
We
Okay.
2 minutes.
All right. So yeah, this is probably option two. I mean, it's okay to wait a week to finalize everything. It's okay. I mean, the, just we just follow the flow, the trajectories.
Okay.
So let's do a view up on the topics. I think we all want to. Do we want to have another topic or do we want to check out?
I think we have to check
Mm.
out maybe.
With
For me.
with me, I'll check out.
Checking
How
out.
about you, Mel?
Yeah.
Mel, you still there? Mel, hello.
She has muted, so I don't know.
You're muted,
Don't know
Mel.
whether she. Yeah.
So
Mel,
Um, I am. So we're doing checkouts now. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do check, I think, I mean, if you want, I'm okay in doing a topic to just do a status update on CCC. I've been working on CCC. I did all what I was assigned to do. So maybe we can review it quickly and get on the same page on that because we missed the Monday session.
Yeah, I would like to go over the actual schedules. I know you guys created a weekly one, but when Jay was just saying like Cobalt is, Cobalt or Andromeda or whatever, I seriously am a little lost with the actual weekly schedules, and so these are like set times and when they are. So Monday, I saw the email later, but I wasn't fully aware that the that's like the time. I suppose.
Okay. All right. We
Yeah.
can we can go over the schedule quickly. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So you
Um.
wanna? I'm in the focus and topics. Okay. So I have 10 minutes here,
this is topic.
and then yeah, it will be topic three,
Okay, I will make the
and
notes.
then yeah, wait, we haven't decided yet, and and
Okay.
uh, and then I'm in the focus and topics. I think. So. Then, Mel,
The
do you want
focus of
to
topic three would
to
just be like CCC and scheduling, I think.
yeah, and we can do topic four CCC uh, status update, right? And reviews. If you want to review the emails and the things, right? Maybe here, let's say
Yeah.
10 to 20 minutes. Yeah, 10 to 20 minutes here.
Well, actually,
All right.
if it's 10 to 20 minutes, I know you guys have had like a 4 hour meeting. What time is it for you? Like it's 9. Can we? Do you guys want to take
For
a
who?
longer break and come back and just do just a CCC meeting, or what? And then it doesn't have to be a full team meeting in the
Yeah.
main session.
I'm good to go as long as it's needed, right? The more we get done, the better. Uh, so I'm okay. We can say 20 to 30 minutes. Then it's okay that we don't.
Okay. So we can check out the moth and me for now.
Yes, yes, guys. For you, if you want to check out, it's very late.
Okay, I will check out.
Yeah, check out.
Okay, for I'll rate this session 7. Okay. Was good session, contention session. and
Hmm.
work forward. I will look forward to what do we have, Alberto? We can work on the payroll or not yet? Not yet, no? Alberto?
I don't know. I don't know at this point. I mean, I think we are in accounting now for base token 26E, right? I did a tally yesterday or the day before, I don't remember.
Yeah,
And
so
the distribution proposal passed. Yeah.
yeah, but we cannot go on until one is not yet paid from the previous. Is it correct? Or we can still do the work? Albert, is Alberto here?
Let me see.
Okay. So Alberto,
Sorry, yeah, I got disconnected.
okay. So we can we do the work just to ready it before even before I'm paid or something?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you get paid is related to you, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so the other ones are all confirmed that they got their base pay. So we are not at a point where we're gonna do some payments. You need to see with the reimbursements, maybe it can affect reimbursement, but I'm not sure. You should ask it today. But I think we need to wait for to solve first the situation with your payment before we can make any payments to.
Before we can make any payment, but we can work on other the processes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely,
Okay,
you're
okay.
encouraged to work on accounting for 26 e-based token for sure.
Okay, and also we have the deadline for accounting priorities, right?
The 14th, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay,
There's one
okay.
on
So
14th. Yeah.
we'll move forward. We'll do what work with you accounting
Yeah.
accounting
Uh,
priorities and bills.
I would love if you do it.
Bills. I want to be trained on bills and pay, and we'll do payroll. Okay, okay. Check.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Uh,
Joyce.
thank you,
Thank you.
I really
Amon.
appreciate your email every week for the session. So you have the link to the meeting notes. So that's very useful.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Amon.
Mo-
Okay. Okay. With me, I'll give the session 7.5. It was a good session. I hope. I hope we. I hope going forward will better. We'll make areas where there's a weakness. We'll actually work out on those ones so that we have a good result. Because at the end of the day, we should. The focus should always be better output for the organization. Just to ask, because will there be any taxes work that we can schedule for? Maybe this weekend, maybe from today, or because mostly those are the sessions we usually have. Is there any
there
that we
is
can?
there is always work,
Okay.
For taxes.
yeah.
Taxes. I think there's March 1.
Especially for tax. Yeah. We have the deadline.
Okay.
No, we have various deadlines.
Oh,
Okay.
so we can
So
just check
I
in
think
before Hydra.
okay. So I think we'll do a lot of communications and proposals and proposal for schedules and where we can schedule. If there is what we can work on, we can do that so that there is a also communication from from
You just
us,
check.
so that there's that teamwork. So I hope we'll move forward in a better trajectory. That's my hope.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so
Good
much.
night.
Have a
Bye
nice
bye.
time.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you
Thank you.
both.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
So Mel, let's take a quick 5 minute break.
Yeah, let's do that.
Five,
And
five,
then
4 or 5 minutes. Yeah,
5 minutes, okay?
5 minutes. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.